What's up, everyone? Your boy fucking frustrated. I'm not frustrated, I'm not frustrated. I'm a little frustrated. I'm hungry. That's all. But people are coming by, they're looking at the stuff, People are stopping by, and I had a pair of shoes that I've had for years. I mean, years, since, well, about 5 years now. And I got them from somebody. They were a size 10, bro. And I gave somebody like $20 for them, because they needed some money, and fucking they were not my size. They were trying to sell me their shoes. They needed money. I'm like, bro, just here's the fucking $20, bro. Give me the shoes. Cause I knew that, dude. Listen, you gotta work fucking 2 days for a pair of shoes, man. That shit's crazy. Some people. So I put them out here, man. I don't honestly. If somebody even asks about it, I'm just gonna give them the shoes. I'm serious. It's just they're out here. I'm hoping that it catches somebody eye driving by. Somebody with, that likes shoes. That way they'll see, they'll see the other stuff. And then, I give them away in a sense, right? And people will be like, oh man, I got these new shoes. I mean, these nice ass shoes, for free. This dude gave them to me. He has a garage sale, Word of mouth travels far. Out of all my businesses I've ran, out of all the places I've done, word of mouth traveled farther and got me more business than actual marketing, me spending money in marketing. And I watch this in companies as well, places I helped run and manage and market. I used to go to classes and stuff and go to all those damn marketing places and stuff, It's funny too, because I love all the, I get all these messages from Facebook, and all these places trying to get me to come out to their motivational speaks and stuff. And I'm like, why am I going to pay you to tell me how to live my life when everyone already has their own way? They never fucking listen anyways. And then there's only one way to truly live. There's only one way that really helps anyways, and that's Jesus. There's nothing that you're going to be able to say that's going to change my life unless it has something to do with Jesus. I already know how to make money. Making money has nothing to do with being successful. Having money has nothing to do with earning respect from people. Having money has nothing to do with learning how to have a home or even knowing what a home is. People don't know what a home is. My father didn't even know what a home was. And that's what a lot of our fighting was about, arguing, he dragged me from woman to woman, and all these women took advantage of him, and he allowed it, and they continued to allow it. And that's where a lot of my pain and my issues, my juvenile issues stem from, because I didn't want to be in that place. I didn't want to be in that home because it wasn't a home. It's not a home if you don't feel comfortable. It's not a home if you're not wanted there. I was never wanted there. I was just part of the package. I was the fifth wheel. You know what I mean? I was just, and then then on top of that, right? Then on top of it, which made it worse, and it always did, when the woman would find out that I'm not my dad's real son, I'm an adopted son. He took me in. They always look at him. People are crazy. I look up to this man. Most of the women would actually look down on him because of it. They would literally say, "Why?" Like, you can tell by the way they treated me, and the way they would always talk to my dad about me. Like, why are you bringing him in? You know what I mean? I don't even know why you even took him in. It's not even your son. You're fucking stupid. But yeah, he's paying your bills. He's fucking stupid. And what's stupid right now is my dad is justifying himself and all of his actions because I brought the truth to the surface, and he don't want to deal with it. He don't want to accept that he did what he did. Now that's fine. That's whatever it is. I've forgiven him, but I'm not going to allow it to affect me. No, you're going to get out of my life. You're keeping me from, listen, it's sad to say, right? My dad is the person I look up to the most. My dad is the person that I love the most. I would give anything for that man. But you want to know what's crazy? He was my worst enemy. He was my worst enemy. The closest person to me was my worst enemy because he kept me from going and achieving my dreams because I felt like I had to be with him. I felt like I should be taking care of him. No, you know what? I told him, go with your real family. Go with your 2 kids, your biological kids that supposedly love you so much, that don't want to help you and take advantage of you. Let's go see how far you go, how far that lasts over there. I can guarantee he's miserable if he's over there. And I don't even care if he is or if he isn't. As long as he's not in my home and he isn't keeping me from doing what I need to do, which is help people, which is spread God's word, which is find my family, find my wife, my Margarita, which is get our home, our sailboat, you know? This is our dream. Listen. There's spiritual connections. When you're dreaming of somebody, you're thinking of that person constantly. You're imagining it. That's your spiritual connection. You're bringing them to you. You don't even have to do anything. You just have to wait and think about it. You have to put the action into it as far as, your dream. But what I'm saying is you don't have to beg God for it because God already knows you want it. First of all, God knows you. That's in your heart. God instilled that in your heart. God put that in your heart. God created you. God already knew everything before. He knows the beginning and the end, and he knew the end before the beginning. And that's his game. And that's what's crazy is the earth. You think this was the only earth? No, man, this isn't the only earth. God has created many earths, God has created many planets, and it's funny, that's how evolution is. And guess what? It's going to start all over again when it does stop. And who knows when it's going to stop? Jesus says he didn't even know. Which tells you that he was born of the Spirit but wasn't God himself. He wasn't the one that did the healing. God was the one that did the healing. It was the faith in God. Jesus was the Son of Man. That's why he said, I am the Son of Man. He said that he said that I'm the Son of Man for a reason. Because the man nurtured him. The man nurtures Jesus. Okay, listen, he said, that people always confuse and say, I don't know what that means. The reason why Jesus said, I am the Son of Man, is because now that Jesus died, Jesus has, died and has been resurrected and brought, we nurture him as a baby. We nurture the faith. We nurture everything that we do, everything that we say. When we believe in the Spirit, when we believe in Jesus, we nurture that love like a baby. That's why he said, I am the Son of Man, because he becomes my son. He becomes a kid in a sense. I take the time to nurture it, to feed it, to build it up like teaching a child. I teach myself. I'm teaching myself through Jesus. I'm teaching myself through the Spirit of love. I'm teaching myself through God's word, which was given freely by others. That's why it's called grace. Everyone that wrote that Bible everyone that wrote those words that are written in that Bible were influenced by the Spirit of love. They didn't ask anybody for money. All that money that you see in the churches, that's freely given. I'm tired of hearing that. I said in another video, I'm tired of people saying that. Listen, that person comes to that church out of their own conscience, out of their own free will. And when that basket gets pushed around, they put that money in there consciously. Okay? They worship Jesus for a reason. That person that wants to sit there and berate about the church and berate this and that, they know nothing of Jesus, and that's why they say that. Because if they love Jesus, they would do the same thing. If they love their parents, what do? They bring them money. If you love your kid, what do? Even when they're bad. Most of the time you hand them money. You're merciful. Most people are merciful. God is the most merciful person in this world. He's slow to anger, man. He's slow to anger. And like I said in another video, I know he's slow to anger because I'm slow to anger compared to what I used to be. And that was given to me through grace and Jesus' blood alone. Just through the grace of his sacrifice. God sacrificed himself. He sacrificed himself for us. He had to give us a way out. If he created us and we have to deal with all this suffering, we can't save ourselves. We can't stop the suffering ourselves. That's why Jesus says, suffer in my name, suffer in me. Listen, all that meditation, you can reach that enlightenment. You can get that Christos that I talk about in other videos, which I'll be making more, to get down there and hit your head, which I have had it happen. You get a heightened sense of awareness. You can astral project and stuff, but the Bible clearly says not to do that. That's why I do not do it. I don't need to be in another realm. I don't want to be in another planet that God created and to astral project. You know, I don't want to do that. It's evil. Because you're playing with things that you shouldn't be playing with. And God created us for a certain way. God wants us to love and to have our families and to be here for a reason, for his mission, which is to take over the darkness. You know, we ride on the light, you know, and you got to remember too, you know, there's more than just other intelligent beings, you know, and than just us, you know, and they're here on this earth, and people are going to fucking freak out when they hear this, you know, and people are going to be like, ah. But people talk about aliens all the time anyways, you know. I haven't seen one personally, but I know they're here. You know, somebody sent me a video on my last Facebook that got hacked of an angel. Somebody actually had a video of a real life angel in the sky. It was fucking nuts, and it looked, I'm telling you, it was real, bro. Like, it's hard to, I haven't seen one like personally like that. Like, I've had my experiences with God. I've had some crazy shit happen recently, and I've also seen some stuff that's been being sent to me. You know, and so, you know, all this, a lot of people don't know, you know, I mentioned in another video, all this Jesus music, all this underground hip hop is because of retrospect me. I started it. I wrote my book, you know, and I took stuff out of my book, which I'm going to be publishing soon, hopefully, as long as everything goes well, which it will, inshallah. But, I started the whole Jesus thing, you know, the whole music underground thing. I got tired. I'm not the only one that wanted this, by the way. I'm not saying that I'm the one that, I'm not trying to take credit for it, in a sense, because everybody is doing it. They should get the credit due for the music that they make. What I'm saying is I'm the one that made it. I'm the one that I'm the one that started the whole thing where everybody's trying to get together and bring all of these different groups of music groups, whether, you know, different colors of people, different races, different cultures. People have already been doing this, but I'm the one that made it more aware, mainstream, because of my computer background and because of my writing and my hashtagging and me understanding how networking stuff, you know, I'm an IT professional. I understand how that stuff works, and I was able to write my poetry on my first Facebook that made it go viral. And I mean, I was getting like 1,000 followers a day. It was bad. Whoever has that Facebook now and monetize it, they're gonna be rich because of Jesus. Because listen, that wasn't me that did that. That was Jesus. That was all pure inspiration of love out of God, out of sacrifice for him, out of simple grace for what he has given me. You know, and there was no way, like I said, I mentioned earlier today, all these ideas that I had, there was no way, like all my dreams like all the different things I've wanted to do in my life, there was no way I could ever bring all this stuff together without the grace of God. There's no way. And for him to be bringing it all together right now, which he has, and which I mentioned too, and earlier today, that he's also allowing me to use my gift to bring other people's dreams together as well, which is insane, all over the internet, which is also allowing people to connect to each other all around the internet. That's why it's so important for me to get these cell phones rolled out, and get this app rolled out. But I can't roll the app out and it be buggy. You know what I mean? It has to be. It's got to be on par, you know. It's for Jesus, so, you know, anything for Jesus has got to be perfect, you know, and that's hard to do because it's man-made, you know. That's why it simply has to be the grace of God for this, you know. And if it wasn't for Margarita, meeting Margarita and you know, the faith that she's inspired me, you know, the stuff I've watched that woman go through, the pain I've watched that woman go through and sacrifice herself for children that's not even hers, to teach them Spanish, you know, Espanol, you know, Mexican, and cook for them and give them a culture, a taste of their culture, her culture, of her people. You know what I mean? That is so amazing. And for her just to withstand the abuse and then even put up with my bullshit, you know what I mean? Like, come on, man. That's more than a woman. Listen, I will cross seas. I will go through anything. I will do anything for that fucking woman. You hear me? There ain't nobody gonna stop me either. No one. And that's what makes this story even more amazing. It's perfect. Dude, it's perfect. It couldn't even be better. Because if you realize what it is that I am saying and what it is that God is doing, you're going to be profound. Because you're going to be like, whoa, because it's a love story. And what's crazy is the person that is about to publish my book runs a ministry, right? And he's doing online ministry as well. He's seen my Facebook, seen my YouTube. He's been writing me. And he wants me to help him finish this movie, which is called Rose, which is even more crazy because that's the symbol of Jesus, which I use roses all the time for everything. I mean, rose water. I drink rose water for a reason. There's many things I do. You know, my great-grandma mentioned in another video, my great-grandma, you know, would always put rose water in the little bowl, and, you know, I'd always dip my finger in it, and before I left the house, that's mandatory. That's mandatory, man. Listen, I pray for everyone, everything in this world to have good health and wealth and healing, and which all comes in forgiveness and grace. That's why it says in the Bible, God is love. God is love, and love is a verb, which is an action. That's why action is faith. You have to take action. You have to take faith into something. I don't know if everything is going to work out, right? I don't know how everything is going to work out, who I'm going to meet, who I'm not going to meet, or that stuff. That's why they call it faith, because it's for the your dream is in what you don't know, which is God. Most people don't know God, and the only way to know God is to one, read the word, and two, be with him. And the only way to be with him is to spend time with him and his people, which is everyone. Even the people that don't believe him are his people. That's why I travel. That's why I'm selling all my stuff. I want